Yo, guys, like I said, I would be back talking to my cam, talking to you guys. Are you sick of me yet? No, good. Yeah, because I low-key actually wanted to watch. That's kind of the whole point of the video. But couple of you said about the DMT trips that you wanted to hear about. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just get straight into my DMT trips. I've done DMT, which, if you don't know, is called dimethyltryptamine. I've done it 3 times, and each time I've had an outer body experience slash inner body experience, because I don't actually think you leave your body. You just go so deep inside that you discover consciousness, all that sort of stuff. Um, Now, dimethyltryptamine, just a little bit of knowledge before we drop it. We all actually have dimethyltryptamine, like almost like a little sack of it type thing, in our brain. We can activate it inside us by doing different breathing techniques, and it also kind of gets released. The DMT in our body gets released when you die, which to me would kind of make you think that where you go when you take it, it's kind of where your soul goes, when you so yeah, I'm going to tell you my experiences, and you can make your own decision. And I'm not here to influence you guys um on beliefs or anything, but definitely here to share what I've seen, what I've uncovered in the universe and everything. So let's take it back. The very first time I'd taken it, I think it was 2021. I think. Yeah, I think it was 2021. And I took it. And in the room, I had a friend, and she's like not into any of that. Oh, is that a spider? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! 1 second, guys. Okay, that was a little bit traumatic. Oh my goodness. Okay, the way my spider senses just. Okay, where was I? Yeah, so taking it back to the first time that I did it, I was with a friend. She's very like anti all that stuff. Not her thing, but God bless her. She supported me in whatever I did. But I'm really weird in it. So I was like, yeah, it was in vape form, my ads. Yeah, I had a vape. I got sent a vape. And it was DMT. So I was like, okay, cool. I said to her, because I felt like really vulnerable. I don't like being vulnerable in front of people, even if like I've known you my whole life. I'm just very weird. I've got like intimacy issues about that sort of stuff. And so basically I said to her, yeah, I was like, yeah, like you can be in a room and everything, but like, can you like turn and face the wall? And just like only if you think like something's going wrong, can you like turn around and check? So that's she literally did exactly that. Anyway, so before I did it, I was like meditating for 10 minutes first, put on some nice music and everything, got me into a chilled out state, and then okay, I built myself up, got a bit nervous in it. But I can tell you, the first time I did it was the least nervous I ever was in comparison to the next time. But I take one hit of the vape, okay? I just feel like, whew, rushing my body. My eyes are closed because I ain't trying to see nothing out here. Yeah, I'm just trying to. My aim was to break through, was to have the breakthrough. Yeah. So then I take the second toke, and on a second toke, okay, my body, it felt like it became just like a box with a beating heart in. So I just felt like a bum bum, like almost like rattling inside a box. That's all I was like existing as. I know it's hard to kind of like comprehend in your brain. And then the final toke, okay, I take one more toke, and this is the crazy part, guys. I literally was no longer a human. Okay, I turned into the pure spirit form. Now this is quite overwhelming. Okay, it's a bit overwhelming because you suddenly you lose your body, so you don't have a body, so you don't have eyes, so you're not breathing, you don't need to breathe anymore, and you go through this little few seconds of panic where it's like, because you're not in control, where you're like, oh my god, what's happening? You're literally morphing into just your true like soul, our true form. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of, as I was still holding in that third toke, still taking it in, I just blasted the fuck off. Okay, and I literally went up. It felt like I was going up into the universe, but guys, the universe is inside us, because I didn't leave nowhere. I didn't leave nowhere here. I went so deep within, which tells me the universe is inside. We are. It's all in. You know what I'm saying? So I went in really deep, but it feels like you're like blasting off. And initially, I came to like this room. It's this white room, okay? And what I was hit with is what I can only describe as the feeling of the most unconditional love ever. Now, when you're feeling that love, your whole body, you're in a realm of love, high vibration. You will never feel that feeling on earth as a human in your human experience. I'm convinced it's impossible. So I was kind of like in this room, it's all white, and there's a lot of people that I know, like my family, some close friends, and everyone's dressed in white as well. And it was like really beautiful. And I could kind of like look over at this in almost like this like glass sort of like screen, and I could just like see my whole life. I'd like to add at this point, there's a lot of things that you see or like I can describe, but I'll never be able to truly describe what it was like. It's almost not like you're not allowed, but it's impossible when it only exists there to try and translate it into a way that humans can understand it. Um, so yeah, everyone was kind of there looking like human form, dressed in white, and I'm literally just stepping backwards and backwards, and I'm filled with all this love. And then I just start falling. It's like I've fallen off this edge, and I'm just like falling and plunging into darkness, to be honest. So now I'm falling through what I believe was the negative realms. You have like several positive realms, several negative realms. So I am just falling through these realms, and it was really intense. Okay, so it was like not only was what I was seeing scary, I was in darkness. I'm seeing like they kind of look almost like Japanese dragon type faces. I knew they were kind of like demonic or that sort of vibe, very like low vibrational. And it was quite intense, and I had to catch myself in my brain, and I was, because don't say anything, it's just your consciousness talking. So I was like, I'm going to myself, you are just experiencing this, okay? It's just your consciousness experiencing it. Even if this is the full trip, you're going to be okay. Yeah, that's what I was talking to myself. And then I encountered this being that I don't know what it was. But there were loads of hands covering it. So there was loads and loads of hands all in front of it. And the hands were quite creepy looking. Now, what I could tell is it was almost like snake skin, this being, snake skin. And it was really just like, it made me feel terrified. All I knew is that I didn't want to see this. And there's all these hands over it, and one by one the hands are moving away from it, so it's slowly revealing itself to me. And I just knew that I didn't want to see, I don't want to see it. So I said, well, I'm thinking to myself, I started going like, no, like, I'm love, I'm light. I just knew that I needed to say what, like, this isn't where I want to be. Like, you have full control, you have full choice. It's whether you choose to lose yourself in the trip. So I was like, no, like, I am love, I am light, I'm love, I am light. And these hands were still being removed to me. And then I just felt this inner power where I just felt like I like projected light, and I was like, I am light, I am love, like, I am love. And then I just kept repeating, like, I am love, I am love. And then I blasted the fuck off up back through these realms. Now I'm feeling good again because I'm blasting up through the realms, and it was truly sensational. Now I've landed on an astral grid, okay? I didn't know about astral planes, astral grids before I did DMT. It was stuff that I learned after when I heard other people's stories, and I was like, no way, they went to the same place I did. No way, they saw the same things I did. I was like, what? My brain was like exploding. So the astral plane, the astral grid, for those that don't know, it's like a big neon grid, like in the middle of the universe, like just literally in the middle of space type shit. And I was existing, okay, as this ball of light. This ball of light, that's what we are. That's our true form, yeah? This little ball of light. I suddenly feel this presence coming behind me, and I turn around on the on the astral grid, and I see another ball of light coming over, not over the hill, but it looked like a hill, like the grid is coming over the other side. And I instantly knew who it was, from the human world, from the physical world, even though they were a ball of light, just by their energy. I just knew who it was. And it was one of my friends. And I just turned around, and I was just like, oh my God, like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing here? Like, it literally blew my mind. And they came like towards me, and both of our balls of light, as they touched, we shot up into a higher realm of the universe. and I started seeing loads of orange colors. I kind of peaked that this person I would always have contact with them like throughout my life. And stuff like that, and just the feeling of just like love. So I was like, this is obviously just like, you know, a loving soul. Okay. And now zoom up even higher into the next realm. I'm not too sure. And I was up there, and then I started to try and control my trip, which is not what you should do. So I started then asking questions, because I'm like, okay, show me if I have any more children in the future. Show me my son when he's older. They like it when you ask questions. Okay, you just gotta surrender to the trip. Okay, you're gonna be shown what you're gonna be shown. Okay, you get. As soon as I started to try and take control and ask stuff, I started to like fall back into the negative realms. Okay, because I'm trying to control, and I'm starting to spiral again, and I'm like, oh, I need to take like control. Okay, so again, I was saying like I'm love, and I start to rise again. But then I start to feel the trip wear off, and I'm like, and I'm panicking. I'm like, no, like I wanted to stay longer than this. And I feel myself slowly like coming back down, and I come back through each level, like each different realm, then back to this the white place with the screen, and then back to my body. And I came back, and I was just absolutely blown away by what I was feeling. That immense feeling of love. You cannot and I have a child, okay? So the feeling of love, I already, you know, access a feeling of love that people that don't have a child like will never obtain. If you don't have kids, it's just a whole different type of love. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And but this was just a whole other type of a feeling. And so I started crying, because it was such an immense feeling that I felt, and I was like, oh my goodness, that was so beautiful, and also it's quite intense. But I came back, and I instantly then FaceTimed the guy that had sent me the DMT, and I just said, you know, I really enjoyed it, but I just don't feel like I got my full experience, because I spent so long almost like having to prove to myself, prove the fight, that I was able to catch myself consciously, and I was able to not be overwhelmed and consumed by the different realms. Like I just felt like it was like a test sort of thing. I was like, I feel like I didn't get to have my full experience. Now this crazy motherfucker, okay, because okay, I didn't say my first two trips in the same night, like you're about to find out. This crazy motherfucker was like, well, just hit the shit again and go straight back. Now I thought, what a great idea. So that's exactly what I did. Yeah. Hit it again. I was like, I said to my friend, she's like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you okay? The one that's in the room. And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm good. I'm good. I was like, it's crazy. I was like, you was there. I was like, there's love. Like, it was so amazing. But it was also like scary. It was also crazy. And I was like, I'm going back. She's like, what? This bitch is thinking you're tapped. And I'm like, I'm going back. I'm going back. I need to go back. I need to go back. So boom, sit down, hit the pen again, lift off. Okay, go straight back to that white room, and this time I spend a little more time looking at my life. But what's weird is, even though I can see it, it's like I can't explain like what I saw in order to give you the information. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. And then, okay, this time it's like it took me straight back to where I left off. So I went straight to this highest point of like the highest realm. Okay, and this is where I just existed as a star in the universe, like a piece of the universe. Okay, now what I'd like to add is, when you get given information when you're like in the astral realms, you do not get, it's not like someone telling you, you get it telepathically, just like delivered to your brain. It's like someone speaking, not a voice, but you're being spoken to. It's so crazy, because you can't hear anything, but word for word you're feeling it. Like it's really hard to try and like explain with words. So I'm existing as like a piece of the universe, like I'm just like a star up there. And then I just kept going, I am the universe. Like I am a piece of the, I was having a realization. I was like, I am a piece of the universe. Like what? Like what? And then it told me, you are a piece of the universe. Every human is a piece of the universe. They're all interlinked. We are all one, all just having a different human experience. You know, collective consciousness, and consciousness is the true, you know, almost like the true form, the highest level. Like it's really hard to break down. Okay. This trip was a lot shorter though. I didn't really go into the negative realms this time, because I kind of felt like out solid, you know what I'm saying? So I spent a lot of time just existing as the universe. And I was just like looking, even though like I wasn't anything at this point, but basically like a star, like a piece of the universe. I'm just looking around, and I was just, you can't explain how real the realization in the moment is, that is exactly what we are. That is exactly what we are. We are a piece of the universe, okay? And we are all, it's all interlinked, okay? Like everything, everything, like so for example, like ideas, when ideas get put out into the universe, you've got a certain amount of time to act on this idea, or it's going to float to someone else, and they're going to do it, okay? Because we're all interlinked in the same, okay. I feel like I'm spiraling a little bit, but I get excited, I get passionate, so bear with me. Okay, so then the second trip was a lot shorter. Now I'll tell you why it was a lot shorter, because they were kind of like, when I say they, I just mean like what gives you information, like the highest consciousness, like almost like God type shit, okay? um so I'm getting pushed down, okay, pushed lowered, and I'm like, no, I'm trying to stay, I'm trying to go, I'm trying to stay here, do you know what I'm saying? And I get like pushed further down, and there's like almost like these big like yellowish type hands just start lowering me and lowering me, and they gave me the information. Listen, like basically don't go back and then try to come back again, okay? Like I shouldn't have tried to come back straight away, okay? That's misusing it. That was taking advantage. They're going to show me what they want to show me, okay? They allowed me to finish what I was being shown in the first one, then they sent me straight back. Yeah, straight back. So cool, coming down. I just kind of accepted at that point that I've been shown everything I needed to. So I come back, I'm having mad revelations. Like there's so many little tiny things that like I won't include in this video, that you can't really remember or won't even make sense. But personally, there were so many things that I was then like having breakthroughs about, and you just really like opened your brain. Okay, cool. So now let me take you to my third DMT trip, which was horrific. Okay, which absolutely shagged my brain. Okay, absolutely like, whoa. Because so like I said, the first 2 times were done in vape form. The last time that I did it in Changa. Okay, I got my dosage wrong. I did double the dosage. I did it on my own with nobody in the room. I don't advise. I mean, do I? If you like me, yeah, I don't advise it. The one regret I have with that trip, and you'll understand why when I break down the trip, because this one, hella intense, very different. I went into this one thinking I know what I'm getting myself into. Wrong. Okay, you never know what you're getting yourself into with a DMT trip. You could have gone there 100 times, and trust me, you could not predict what you're going to see, what's going to happen, what type of experience you're going to have. Wild, absolutely wild. So yeah, my I sat down, okay, I'm on my own, and the reason why I did it on my own this time, just didn't feel like I had anyone that I truly felt safe enough to be that vulnerable with. However, if I was to like ever do it again, or like for advice, just have somebody there, because I could have had a whole different type of experience. Okay, so I'm sat down, with like the bong. Yeah, you do. So Changa is like a leaf form, and you put it in a bong and you do a bong hit. Okay, like I said, I got my dosage wrong, so I accidentally did double. Okay, double the amount. Cool. Yeah, not cool, not cool at all, actually, might I add. It wasn't cool whatsoever. Okay, it was absolutely crazy. I put in the bong, I do the hit, and as I inhale it, one big hit, one big yeah, bang, my head snaps back. No joke, no joke. Okay, my head bang snaps back like this, and I get taken off, jetted the fuck off. But it was so like, it was so intense and abrupt. Like the first one was like I was like leaving my body, going inwards. This one was like bang, yeah, bang, straight up, like so intense. And as it happened, I felt this whole, oh my god, this amazing sensation, and I instantly felt like I saw like all this gold when I first like set off from my body, and I was like, oh wow. And it's like I'd forgotten that feeling, and then bang, yeah, then it was just a fucking shit show. Okay, I start flipping. I'm switching. So when I said like the good realms and the bad realms, okay, I was flipping between them quicker than anything that I can even describe I can literally see the folds in times, different dimensions, different realities. I can see like this reality, then I can see the astral grid, then I can just see like universe, then I can just see like a white, almost like a page, then I can see like another one. It's so hard to explain. I could just see flips, like folds of time. Okay, folds of time. That's literally what I was seeing. Okay, going back and forth, and it was so hard. This is why I struggled with this one, because what I was experiencing, I was changing and flying. I think I was literally just doing this, boom, 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 yeah, and I'm flipping, falls through the time, that I wasn't able to catch my conscious. I wasn't able to catch my brain, to catch my mind, to be able to go like, whoa, you're okay, you know, because the change was so quick, it was so intense, because my dose was too high, like I'd done too much. It was getting really intense, and I'm just flipping back, forth. Um, Now, because it was so intense, I was fighting to come back to my body because I panicked. Okay, I've got no one here. Had I had somebody sat there holding my hand, saying, you know, it's okay, you're just having an experience, you're here, you're safe, you're here, and just grounded me a little bit, I'd have had a whole different experience. But because it was so intense, I tried to fight it so hard. Really tried to fight the trip, which is the worst thing you can do. Surrender, give in, go with the ride. Okay. But I couldn't, because I scared myself. I really scared myself. So I'm flipping so hard. I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing control. Ooh, and it was just like this crazy feeling. And the only thing my brain managed to say, like my consciousness managed to say, was my son's name. As soon as I said that, I just had this image where I suddenly just saw him, slightly older. It was like a vision of him slightly older. It's actually crazy. It's probably like, you know, the age that he is now. I saw him just like running through this field, and the way the sun was shining down on him, and I just had this huge feeling of love. And it was in that moment of love, that I realized that I wanted more children. Because I was in such a time where I was like, I don't want no kids, I want no man, like proper unhealed toxic like woman, like, you know what I'm saying, like I don't need this, I'm independent, like. And it was in that moment where I realized, where it just like really honed in on that love I have for my son, where I was like, you know what, like I'd absolutely have more children, and you create that is the meaning of life. Like what? Like like having children is the best thing you can do with your life ever. Um so I had that moment where I saw my son, and then come back to my body. Okay. Now I'd come back to my body, and then I'd be sucked off again, when I'm trying to fight to stay in my body so hard, just to stay here, because everything's too overwhelming. So I come back to my body for a second, um and my living room is suddenly different. Okay, it's my living room, but it's not. It's like 90s, like, when did tellies first come out? Whenever tellies first came out, yeah, it was like 1960s, 70s, I don't know. But kind of like horror vibe, where like the TV is then just like static, and everything was like dark, and the only light was coming out the telly, but the vibration, the feeling was like terrifying. Now, the reason why I think I had that is because if you know the truth behind Black Mirrors and what they used to be used for, which is why the series Black Mirror is called Black Mirror, might I add, uses portals for like entities to come through and everything. And I did have my telly on while I was on the DMT trip, so I wonder if that was used as something. But you know what I'm saying, maybe I'm going on a tangent here, but it just felt really sinister, the vibe did, and I was like, oh my goodness, what's going on? Boom, sucked away again. And as I'm getting sucked away, I'm just flipping like, and then come back to my body. I reach for my water, okay, and I'm like, maybe if I drink some water, I'm gonna be good. Okay, and I'm feeling so thirsty, so I'm gasping it, gulping this water. While I am gulping the water, I suddenly realize I'm in a time loop. Yeah, I'm in a full-on time loop, and this is the eighth time that I've come back and chugged water. Okay, had this realization and gone back into this loop. I'm now stuck in a time loop, and I panicked a bit, because I'm in the loop, realizing that you can't help but repeat the same action again and again and again and I was like, oh my. And then finally I get snapped back out my body again. I was actually grateful for that one, because it snapped me out the little loop that I was in. And then when I open my eyes again, okay, I have got a like Japanese type like demon dragon face here that I am way too fucking shook to look at. You got me messed up if you think I'm turning my eyes so that I can see you there, bruv. I can see you there, but I'm not trying to look at you, okay? Then on my sofa over there, I can see this dark figure sat there. I can see this dark thing stood in the corner of my room, and it was telling me, not well, like I said, the information that I got was, these are the, you know, negative things that you have on your life that are attached to you right now. And then in my head, it just started going like, purge, purge. Let me tell you, I know what the meaning of the word purge truly was. Do you know what I'm saying? When you purge something, I didn't understand it. I didn't know why this word purge was going on in my head until someone broke it down to me after. It's going purge, purge, purge. I suddenly feel like I'm going to vomit. So now I'm running while I'm fucking tripping balls, my ad, running to the bathroom to throw up, and I start throwing up in the toilet. Then I felt like ever so slightly lighter. Okay. And I truly believe that I let go of a lot of bad attachment. Cool. Now I'm back in my living room. Okay. And I am, I'm not getting sucked away into these folds of times no more. I'm managing to stay in my body. But because I've fought to stay in my body, my reality is tripped out. So I remember just kind of saying out loud at this point, like, oh my God, like, I wish this was like my first DMT trip. This is nothing like the other ones. Like, this is not what I expected. Like, I want to be up on the astral grid. I want to be where it all feels good and everything. And then all of a sudden, this black hole opens in front of me, just like appears in my front room, right in front of me. And I don't know why, but I did. I stick my head into it and I just look up. Okay. And as I look up, I can see the whole universe ahead of me. I can see the astral grid. I can see everything. And then the information that I got given, okay, and what I got shown, and I can't quite explain to you how I got shown this, because I just saw, okay, the message that I will deliver to you that I got. Time, okay, is not linear. Time is happening like this, okay? The past does not actually exist. The present does not actually exist. The only thing that truly exists is the present moment that you are in, okay? And it showed me how everything is always happening now. In the past, the future, the present is all happening now, okay? Which is why when you like change certain things, kill certain cycles, you actually change your past and you change your future. And I know that might sound hard to understand or hard to comprehend, or it might just sound like I'm chatting absolute waz, but I saw it. I saw that that was the truth. It was incredible. Like at this point, I was just like, oh my, I was I was having a crazy, but I'm sat there looking at it just like, oh my, like, and it's almost like, of course, when you get shown it, when you get shown this type of information, you're like, it makes so much sense. You're just like, of course, like, of course time isn't like this. Of course a timeline is, you get taught in school that a timeline is like that, so it's in your head. You're always thinking that no, it's like this, and it's all happening consecutively at the same time, completely at the same time. And what I eventually, okay, not much kind of like happened after that. That was towards the end. It took a lot of time for my reality to become like a bit more normal again. Because with the first ones, I was kind of left my body and then came back when it was done. But because I fought so hard to stay in my body, the trip was then happening here. So what I kind of took away from these trips, my stance on everything, you know, like we're talking like religion or what I believe in, 'cause it's like I don't agree with religion. Um I don't believe in religion. Yeah, I believe in you having a relationship with God, which you find internal, which when you go in, because consciousness is the highest form. You know, religion is used to keep you in a loop of shame, guilt. And you guys, like I said, these are just my beliefs based on what I've experienced, based on what I've seen, you know. And even, you know, when I've gone to church as of recent, and you know, the pastor stood there and she's saying like, you know, you need to be here every Sunday. If you're lukewarm, he's gonna spit you out. And I'm just like, my discernment is going off, and I'm just like, this isn't, you know, like what Jesus would have intended. Like Jesus says, you know, you can't observe God. It's inside. Jesus tells you to go inside. He literally came and said, you know, don't worship gods. Yeah, don't, no idolization. Go inside. For me, it's not about religion. Religion is the biggest way of control. Look at every war that happens in the world. Look at every division we have is either about religion or about race. And it's bigger than that, guys. It's so much bigger than that. The way that you can tap inwards, everything is inside. The further inside that you go yourself, further inside yourself that you go, the more you will understand yourself, the more you'll understand everything else, the happier you will be. When you are searching for your answers outside and you are worshiping outside, you ain't supposed to worship. You ain't supposed to worship. Be grateful, give thanks. Yeah. You're supposed to start with gratitude. 100. You should start every single day with gratitude. Be grateful for everything you have in your life. But the whole worship, this, that, the other, it's it sends my discernment going off like crazy, because I've experienced greater, because I've experienced not even greater, like bigger, the truth. I've literally seen the truth. So when I'm on this physical plane, and I'm witnessing the way that people live, and I'm just like, nah, like I've seen the truth. And day by day, even yesterday, I feel like I had certain breakthroughs about consciousness being the biggest form, being God, being love. God is that unconditional feeling that of love that I felt when I entered the highest astral realms. I truly believe that is God. That, like, it's frequency, it's a consciousness. So yeah, that's what I believe. And I was talking to my dad about that today, because I just said, this whole, like, you have to attend church, you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. It's like, realistically, what about, cause I said to my dad, what about the people that are born into a different religion? They abide by that religion their whole life because they have to. Somewhere that doesn't have a church, doesn't have this, so what? They're like, their lives full of sin. They should be put, like, God knows you, knows your heart, knows your life, knows your intent, knows everything, and you have that power within you. And that is exactly what if you read it, you can break it down, if you can see between the lines, that's exactly what Jesus is trying to tell you. And the first churches that were actually led after the death of Jesus, which were by Mary Magdalene, were all about self-enlightenment and all about going inside. So I urge everyone that watches this video to take some time to go inside your brain, to go inside your mind, to go deep. The more work you do on yourself, the deeper you go, the more that you ask your questions of, why do I do that? Why do I seek that? Why is this? Why is that? Keep asking yourself why. And that is when you're going to become comfortable with yourself. You've got to sit with your shadows. You got to sit with your darkness. I went through a massive period where I was scared of my own darkness that was inside me, because I have a lot of light, okay? But what you have to understand is, when someone has a lot of light, simultaneously, they have that same level of darkness within inside them, which is why, like, when I switch, and anger is my downfall, I'll put my hands up and say that, like, I really feel it is. When, like, I switch, like, with anger and my brain, like that, that's why hot head, like, but rage is sacred. And that's something that I myself am really trying to learn and hone in on. So when someone has this level of, like, you gotta understand, it's yin and yang, yeah? Whatever they've got this high, know that the other side is exactly like that as well. But there was a saying that made me realize that you have to sit with your dark, you have to be comfortable, you have to get to know it, okay? You can't ever hide from the shadows, yeah? You gotta face it. And the saying was, a tree's branches cannot reach up to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell. And when I read that, everything made sense to me. It's all internal. Heaven, your hell, it's internal. I've been to hell. I've been there. I could never fear a place that people call hell, because I've been it. I've vibrationally experienced. I've experienced that pain, that lostness. Okay, and I've also experienced that feeling of what I would consider heaven. And you choose that internal. Your kingdom is inside, and you choose that. You can be in the kingdom of heaven. It's internal. You've got to get that internally, and you ain't gonna do it just by showing up to a church on a Sunday. That ain't how it works. Go inside. That's where you find your light. That's where you find your darkness, and that's where you find your truth. And like I said, all my beliefs, all my views are my own, and they won't change, because it's what I've seen, it's what I've experienced. Some of you might misinterpret what I'm saying, and that's okay. That's okay. I used to misinterpret a lot of different stuff. So yeah, that's my DMT stories. Let me know what you want to hear from me next. I do have I can tell you all the stuff that, like, I've discovered when I've done shrooms, because you know what, I did do a shrooms trip after my first DMT trip, and I thought that I was invincible, because I'd done, like, the highest of the highest when it comes to psychedelics. I'd done DMT, I'd done DMT, had breakthrough, left. I thought I'm invincible. Yeah, was I invincible? No, I fucking wasn't. I learned that the really hard way. That's a whole other story itself. So if you want it, you can let me know. But yeah, let me know what you think. Your thoughts are on my story, my experience. Should I say? I wouldn't like to call it a story. It's defo a real experience that I had. Love, guys.